Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Sunland Park here on Sunday. It is March the 24th, 2019. I'm going to look at all the stakes races on the program from Sunland, including the Sunland Derby. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. Also, this Saturday coming up is the Florida Derby, and I will look at all the stakes races from Gulfstream Park, including the Florida Derby. Also, all across the world, there's some great racing. We have from Maidan Racecourse in Dubai, the Dubai World Cup. I'll have previews and selections for all those races. And also in the UK, it's the beginning of the UK flat season from Doncaster, Lincoln Mile Day, and I'll have stakes race previews for Doncaster also. But today's card for Sunday from Sunland's a great card. So we're going to look at all the stakes races 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the featured 11th race, which is the Sunland Derby. So let's get on to it. The 5th race, it's the New Mexico State University Handicap. It's going for a purse of $100,000. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards. New Mexico breds here. Field of 9 horses going the distance of ground here of 1 mile and 70 yards. And I show the diagram. It just gives me a second to look down at my notes. Just bear with me. A mile, 70 yards. Sorry, I'm stupid. I can't do two things at the same time. Top selection, I'm going to go with the number 1 horse to the rail, to the 1 horse Hute. I'm going to go 1863 in the superfecta. 1863 super. Top selection, 1 horse Hute. This 5-year-old gelding by Western Gambler. Joel Marr trains. Gets Ken Tohill in the saddle. The horse's most recent outing came the 20th of January here at Sunland. Mile 16th in the Dominguez Memorial. The horse finished second by a head there. He stalked early on, had the lead, and looked like he was going to go away with it, but then he kind of got caught right at the wire. But he ran a good race at 21.5 to 1 there. Before that, Zia, mile 70 in lounge race, 40,000, 21st November. The horse finished second by 1 1/4 lengths there. He stalked early on, and he just couldn't get the winner, Streaksbro, who's run back in this one, but he ran a good effort there. And then the New Mexico Classic Cup at Zia, 1 mile, November the 4th. The horse finished 5th by 10 lengths. He had a wide post, which cost him that day. It was just too wide around the turns. And then at Zia, 1 mile in a lounge race, 46,000. He finished 3rd by 10 lengths, but just keep in mind he was awarded second place purse money because the winner was disqualified after the race. But this horse, he was just again way too wide, breaking from barrier number 9 of 9, wide around the turns, which cost him. He's 7-2 here at Sunland. He ran here in this race last year, where he finished 4th by 3/4 length with Johnny V up, and he closed up well at the end. He ran a good effort. I think with a better posture today, coming to the race a little better than last year, I think he get a piece fit. So 4 to 1, I'll take him. So to recap my selection for the 5th from Sunland, it's New Mexico State University Handicap. I'm gonna go with the 1 horse Hute. I'm gonna go 1863 in the superfecta. To race number 6. Before I get to race number 6 from Sunland, I just want to get something to your attention. Normally the superfectas and trifectas minimums are trifecta 50-cent minimums, and the supers are usually 10-cent minimums. Today, both of those are $1 minimums. Just keep that in mind. It's something they do at Sunland for their big day of racing, which kind of bothers me. They also do it at Derby, at the Kentucky Derby, which kind of bothers me also. But they just put the minimums to $1. Don't know why, but let them do it for today. So let's get to race number 6 now from Sunland, which is the New Mexico Breeders' Derby. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for 3-year-olds registered New Mexico breds. Field of 9 horses going 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16 on the main track. 1,700, a mile 16th. My top selection here, I'm going to go to the number 5 horse, the 5 horse Quite Peace. I'm going to go 5-9-6-8 in the superfecta, 5-9-6-8 super. Top selection of 5 horse Quite Peace. This 3-year-old gelding by Abstraction here. Joel Marr trains. John Velazquez picks up the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 2nd of February here at Sunland, 1 mile in the in just a 85,000 New Mexico bred stakes race. The horse finished 3rd by 6 lengths there. He came from behind that he sat mid-pack most race, had a little bit of a turn of foot. He ran well for 32 to 1s at post time. Before that, he ran at Sunland 6 furlongs in the Four Rivers Drive Stakes, where he finished 6th by 15 lengths, and he just never got into it, never quickened up. It wasn't the day to win. And then at Zia, 1 mile 70 in a 145,000 overnight stakes, he finished 4th by 7.5 lengths. He stalked early on from wide poster, but was just a little bit too wide to get to victory. It wasn't the day to win. And then New Mexico Juvenile Champion championship, going 6 furlongs at Zia. He finished 6 by 7.5 lengths. It wasn't the right trip for him, and again, he was just so wide, breaking with 12 out of 12. He has to save ground at these tracks in Mexico. Today he has a lower post draw, back to routing today, which I think is going to be the ultimate key for this horse, and I think he'll really run well. And also having the veteran John Velasquez, 2-time Kentucky Derby rider up, doesn't kill either. So at 3-1, I'll take this horse. So to recap my selection for the 6 from Sunland's New Mexico Breeders' Derby, going to take the 5-horse Quite Peace. I'm going to go 5-9, 6-8 in the superfecta. So let's get to race number 7. Race number 7 from Sunland. It's New Mexico Breeders' Oaks. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for fillies at 3-year-olds here. Field of 10 horses going the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16 on the main track. 1,700 meters, 1 mile 16th. Top selection here in the Mexico Oaks. I like the number 7 horse, who is Flight Song. I'm going to go 7-2-5-6 in the superfecta. 7-2-5-6 super. Top selection 7 horse, Flight Song. Through a flea by Atina's Storm. Todd Fincher trains. Santiago Gonzalez gets the leg up. The horse's most recent outing came the 6th of January here at Sunland. 6 furlongs in the La Senora Stakes. The horse finished 3rd by 6 lengths there. Again, very wide that day. I don't know why these races in New Mexico, all these horses are so wide, but he was so wide that day. But he was closing up well at the end. I think getting the mile 16th routing for the first time around 2 turns, I think I'll do a lot better. Before that, this horse ran a Zia 5.5 allowance race, 35,000 on 2L. The horse won by a length there. He stalked early on, got the lead, and then he just took off. A very good run for this one. And then over the summer at Ruidoso on the fast main track, 5.5 main special weight, 10,000. Horse won by 7.5 on lead all throughout. This horse just went away with it. A very good run. I think the routing should do well. This horse has been training well since early January here, getting better with every workout, and I think he'll run well. 5-1, I'll take him. He just has to save some ground. So to recap my selections for the 7th from Sunland, it's New Mexico Breeders' Oaks. Gonna take the 7 horse Flight Song. I'm gonna go 7-2-5-6 in the superfecta. To race number 8. The 8th race begins the pick 4, the late pick 4 from Sunland. It is the Harry Henson Handicap. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for fillies, mares, 3-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field of 9 horses going to post a distance of ground of 1,600 meters, with a distance of ground of 1 mile on the main track. 1,600, 1 mile. My top selection here, I'm going to go to the 1 horse, Heaven Has My Nicky. I'm going to go 1-8-6-4 in the superfecta. 1-8-6-4 super. Top selection of 1 horse, Heaven Has My Nicky. This 4-year-old filly by Majestic Warrior. Robert Hess Jr. trains. Kent DeSormo picks up the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 27th of January at Sam Houston, mile 16th in the Houston Ladies Classic, and the horse finished 3rd by a length there, 31-1. He set the pace early on, but then just got caught by Midnight Bisou, who won next start out. Keep in mind, again, in the last weekend in the Azariets Oakland, in a very good race. I believe she's being pointed towards the Apple Blossom along with Monomoy Girl, but this horse, she just couldn't keep up with him. But coming here, lesser quality horses, speed favoring course, I like this horse's chances a lot better than I did in the Sam Houston race. But before that, this horse ran at Santa Anita, 7 furlongs in La Brea, and the horse finished 5th by 6.25 lengths there. And just had nothing. Sat towards the backpack most race, and it just wasn't the day to win. And then Mahoning Valley, 6 furlongs in the First Lady. The horse won by 5, sat back early on, got lead, and then just took off clear. A very good run. And then the Ohio Distaff at Thistle, Monlath on the slop. The horse finished 4th by 4.25 lengths there. Was very wide and just didn't handle the slop well. If the track showed up sloppy today, it would scare me. But I just think with the dry tracking, the 1 mile speed from the inside, she should really do well. Hence the reason why she will be my single in the late pick 4. If you look at some races, she was facing the best of 2018, or especially early 2018. She ran in the Kentucky Oaks, the Devona Dale, the Forward Gal, but she wasn't winning those races. So stepping down here, I think she'll run well, and I'll take her as a top selection. So to recap my selection for the 8th from Sunland, it's the Harry Henson Handicap. I'm going to go with the 1 horse, Heaven Has My Nicky. I'm going to go 1-8-6-4 in the superfecta. Single the 1 horse to begin the late pick 4. So now let's get to race. Points are on offer for the Kentucky Oaks with race number 9 from Sunland. It's the Sunland Park Oaks. It's going for a purse of $200,000. Race for fillies at 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 9 horses going the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16 on the main track. 1,700 meters, mile 16th. The winner here gets 50 points towards the Kentucky Oaks, so that'll most definitely get them into the starting gate. My top selection, I'm going to take the number 7 horse Chasing Yesterday. I'm going to go 7251 in the superfecta, 7251 super. Top selection is 7 horse Chasing Yesterday. Single in the pick 4. I think she looks too hard to beat. 3-year-old filly by Tappet, Bob for trains. Drain Van Dyke comes in from Southern California to ride, even though there's no racing in Southern California for like the last it seems like year, but they'll start up again on Friday, which is hopefully good. This Chasing Yesterday, her most recent outing came the 8th of December at Los Alamitos, mile and 1/16 in the Grade 1 Hollywood Starlet, and the horse won by head. In a small field, she sat back early, slowly moved her way up, fought down the long stretch, and she fought a good race to get the victory. A very good run for her there. She showed heart first time around 2 turns. Before that, in the Desi Arnaz at Del Mar, 7 furlongs on November the 12th, the horse won by 1 1/4, and it was another small field of horses. She had 2 other rivals. He didn't break all that well, stalked in a small horse field, and she got the lead and she took off. It was a very good run there, but it was again a small field. And then Nokia at Santa Anita, 6 furlongs October the 14th, the horse won by half length. She sat back early, got the lead, and she took off clear. Another very easy victory. But then she ran the spinaway at Saratoga going 7 furlongs, and she just did not run well. She had a horrible trip also. She finished 7 by 7 3/4 lengths. She had a horrible break, was bumped a few times, was wide, and it was just more of a trip that cost her. But she's been training well since the Hollywood Starlet. She's been training at Santa Anita and most recently at Los Al. Her most recent workout at Santa Anita, 5 furlongs 102 and 3, 23rd best out of 34, and a very good workout a week earlier at Los Alamitos, 5 furlongs and 57 flat, so the best workout of 25. So I think she's rearing to go. She looks like she's versatile. She looks like she has some speed in her, so she can go to the front end or she could sit back. Drain Van Dyke's a smart jockey, and I think this horse is very loaded here today. I think she's sitting on a good run, so I'll take her as a top selection and a single in the multi-race. But to recount my selection for the ninth from Sunland, it's the Sunland Park Oaks. I'm going to go with the 7 horse Chasing Yesterday. I'm going to go 7-2-5-1 in the superfecta, single the 7 horse in the pick 4 to race number 10. Race number 10 from Sunland, it's the Bill Thomas Memorial. It's going for a purse of $100,000. This race for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 9 horses going to post the distance of ground of 1,300 meters or the distance of ground of 6.5 furlongs on the main track. 1,300 meters, 6.5. My top selection here, I'm going to take the number 3 horse, Chief Cicatriz. I probably said that wrong, but just pardon that. I'm going to go 3-2-9-4 in the superfecta, 3-2-9-4 super. My top selection of 3 horse, Chief Cicatriz, will be used in the pick 4 along with the 3-2-9. So I'm going to go 3 deep here, so 3-2-9 in the pick 4. My top selection is the 3 horse Chief Cicatriz, the 6-year-old gelding by Munnings. Sean Davis trains. Scott Stevens gets the leg up. The horse's most recent outing came the 10th of March at Turf Paradise, 6 furlongs off 30 claimer. First off a long break. This horse did everything right. He won by 1.5. He stalked early on, got the lead, and then he just took off clear. Didn't even get the whip. It doesn't get any easier than that. And won it with 8 and 3. That was a very good comeback race. Excuse me. Before that, he ran the 2nd of June at Churchill, 6 furlongs in the Grade 3 Aristides Stakes, and the horse won by 6 1/4. Stalked early on, got the lead, and then he just took off. That was another very exciting stretch run there for this horse. And then he ran the Churchill Down Stakes on Derby Day at Churchill, sloppy going, sealed going, 7 furlongs, May the 5th. He finished 5th by 4 1/4 lengths there. He had the other Stevens brother up, Gary, that day. And, he just stalked most race and just kind of hit the wall. Wasn't handling the slop. And then he ran the Phoenix Gold Cup last year at Turf Paradise, which this horse won by 4.5 lengths and 107 and 4. Turf Paradise does have a very quick course, and this horse just took off clear. He's coming to Sunland for the 2nd time. He ran here quite a few years ago in the KLAQHB Stakes back in December of 2016, going 5 furlongs, and he won the race by 3 lengths and 56 and 3, and he just took off on the front end. A very good run. He's faced a lot tougher horses in the Midwest and outside America, outside of the Midwest, and I just think he'll really run well, so watch out for him at 3-1. So to recount my selection for the 10th from Sunland, it's the Bill Thomas Memorial. I'm going to go with the 3 horse Chief Cicatriz. I'm going to go 3-2-9-4 in the superfecta. I'll go 3-2-9 in the pick 4. So let's get to the featured 11th race from Sunland. The featured 11th race from Sunland Park, it's the Sunland Park Derby. It's a Grade 3 event going for a purse of $800,000. This race is for 3-year-olds here, and the winner here gets 50 points towards the Derby, which I would guess gets him most definitely into the starting gate here, unless some other horses just go point crazy, but 50 points should get him in the starting gate. We have a field of 10 horses going the distance of ground of 1,800 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/8 on the main track. 1,800, a mile and 1/8 in the Sunland Derby. My top selection here, I'm going to use the one horse Mucho Gusto. I'm going to go 1-5-2-4 in the superfecta, 1-5-2-4 super, and to the pick 4. This is the final leg of the pick 4. I'm going to go 1-5. This pick 4 is going to pay very low, I think, for the 50-cent minimum, so I'm going to play it for $1. Normally 50 cents, I believe, would cost $3, but I'll play for $1, which will cost you $6. Even if you want to play for $2, it's going to cost you $12, so it's very affordable. And like I said, she's just not going to pay a lot for the 50-cent minimum. It's not even going to pay a lot for $1, but there we go. But the top selection to one horse, Mucho Gusto, through a colt by Mucho Macho Man. Bob Baffert trains. Joe Talamo picks up the mount. And if you're wondering, oh, Bob Baffert at Sunland Park, he's never won a race here. Yeah, he's won quite a few races here. Not even including the Sunland Derby, which he's won 3 times. Most recently in 2015 or 14 with Shit 2, and he won it in 2006 with can't remember the horse, but I remember Victor Espinosa winning the race. 2005 and 2006, 2 California horses won this race. In 2005, one of my favorite sprinters won this race, Thor's Echo, even though he won this race at the routing trip for Doug O'Neill and Corey Nakatani. But he went on to have a great sprinting career, winning the 2006 sprint at Brews Cup Sprint at Churchill, I believe, and then went on to win the DeFrancis Dash at Laurel. But that's off subject. But if you're wondering, California Invaders have a very good record in this race. That's why I like Mucho Gusto, and also I like him because he's a great horse. His most recent outing came in the Robert B. Lewis at Santa Anita on the slop, mile 16th, February the 2nd. The horse won by 4 3/4. He stalked early on, got the lead, and then he just took off clear. That was a very good run. Before that, Los Alamitos Futurity, Hollywood Futurity at Los Al, mile 16th, December the 8th. He finished second by 5 lengths behind Improbable. This horse, he stalked early on. Excuse me, he set the pace early on, but then he just got caught by Improbable, who was stalking him. But he ran a good race. Just keep in mind, the second and third place finishers, this one, and the third place, Extra Hope, won next start out. And Probable ran last Saturday in the Rebel and ran a decent effort there. He didn't win, but he ran a good effort. And then before this one, this horse ran in the Bob Hope at Del Mar, 7 furlongs, November the 17th. The horse went by 1.5 on the front and all throughout. He took off very easily, but he didn't have the best of trips early on. But he still won very nicely. And then he broke his maiden at Los Sal, going 6 furlongs by 4 lengths. Again, on lead all throughout. Drifted a little bit, but he was out by a bunch, so he's a little Tyrrell antics. He's been training well at Santa Anita and Los Al. Most recent workout, Santa Anita, 6 furlongs, 113 and 3. Second best workout, 11, and a very good Los Al workout, 5 furlongs, 57 and 4. The second best workout, 25. So he's been, I think he's another horse. He's sitting on a good run. He should handle the mile and 8th trip, and watch out for him. Say there's a pace meltdown, which sometimes could happen in this race. I think the 5-horse Cutting Humor could get to it. Through a colt by First Samurai, Tom Pletcher trains. John Velasquez picks up the mount. Tom Pletcher's been sending horses to this race for many years. He's never won it because this is kind of his like B or C string that he sends here. But I think this horse, he's kind of a good closer, I think. I don't think he's a pace horse. His most recent outing came at Oakland, mile 16th in the Grade 3 Southwest, where he finished 7 by 8 3/4 lengths there. He was very wide, and he just couldn't get the good closing kick that day. Before that, in the Option 5 Claimer at Gulfstream, mile 16th, January the 18th, the horse finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. Those mile 16th races at Gulfstream don't tend to be towards closers, but this horse, he did close up well that day. He had a decent turn of foot, and then a Calder 1 mile main special weight 75,000. Horse went by 2 lengths, sat back early, very wide, but he took off clear at the end. If there's a way towards the closers, if there's a pace meltdown, I think this horse could get a piece of it at 5-1. I'll definitely use him on the tickets as a bit of a long shot play. Maybe the on the pick 4, maybe we could get a little bit more money if Mucho Gusto doesn't show up, but he is my second selection here. So to recap my selections for the 11th from Sunland, it's the Grade 3 Sunland Park Derby. As a top selection, I'll use the one horse Mucho Gusto. I'll go 1-5-2-4 in the superfecta, 1-5-2-4 super. I'll go 1-5 in the pick 4. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.